Okay, so we're going to talk about lesson 5.2. That is write percents as fractions and decimal. And our objective today is that you will write percents as fractions and decimals by first writing the percent as a ratio that compares a number to 100. So looking at our first problem here, Carlos eats a banana, an orange, and a blueberry muffin for breakfast. What fraction of the daily value of vitamin C does each item contain? So we're going to write each percent as a fraction. So the first one we see here is banana, and banana is 15%. So we know that we need to write 15% as a fraction. So 15% we know is 15 out of 100. So that would be 15 out of 100. And then we need to simplify that down. So I know that 15 and 100 can both be divided by 5. So I take 15 divided by 5, which is 3, and 100 divided by 5, which is 20. So 15% equals 3/20. And we can see that over here on the grid as well. We have 15 of those shaded in out of the grid of 100, right over here. When we look at the second part, which is an orange, that is 113% of our vitamin C content. So 113% we know is 113 would be 100 out of 100 plus another 13 out of 100, which we see right over here. So we have 100 out of 100 and 13 out of 100, which that would equal 1, because 100 over 100 is 1, and 13 out of 100, so we just write that as a mixed number. And if we move down to part C, we see that blueberry muffin is 0.5%. So we would write that as 0.5 out of 100. And we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator by 10 to get a whole number in the numerator. So 0.5 multiplied by 10 is 5. And 100 divided by 10, 100 multiplied by 10 is 1,000. So then we get 5 1,000ths, and then we're going to write that fraction in simplest form. So if I take 5 divided by 5, I get 1, and 1,000 divided by 5 equals 200. So 0.5% is 1/200. Down here under reason, explain why 2 10 by 10 grids were used to show 113%. And if we look up there at part B, it shows there was one whole, which was 100% of it. 113 is greater than 100%, and we know that each grid shows 100%. So the first grid shows the 100, and the second grid shows 13%. Looking at page 276, example, part A, it says to write 72% as a decimal. 72% we know is 72. We know is 72 out of 100. If we use place value to write 72 hundredths as a decimal, we know that if we go 2 place values to the right of a decimal, that would be the hundredths place, so we would just write it as 0.72. So 72% is 72 hundredths. We can look down at 4% as a decimal also. So 4% we know is 4 out of 100. And we know numerator divided by denominator is how we can figure out fractions into decimals. So if we take 4 divided by 100, we know that 100 cannot go into 4 equally, so we would put 0. subtract 4, bring down the 4, then we get to look at the tens place instead of the 1. So then we're going to say 100 still does not go into 40. Subtract 0, again bring down the 400, and it goes into 104 times. So since the decimal point is after the ones place, we see that we have 4 hundredths. And lastly, part C, write 25 and 8100% as a decimal. So 25 and 8100% is 21, or 25. And 81 hundredths out of 100. To divide by 100, we just move the decimal point 2 places to the left, which gives us so 25 and 81 hundredths is now going to be written as 0, decimal point 2581.